Tonight, crisis averted. Two Harbors High School cancels classes after rumors of a gun on the grounds.
And Wisconsin's governor says he supports some controversial legislation. This as lawmakers debate two hot-button gun control bills.
Plus, a fond farewell. A decades-old hobby shop in Duluth is closing their doors, marking the end of an era in the city.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Two Harbors High School has reopened after it closed today following rumors of a threat.
According to school officials, the threat was received early this morning. CBS3's Emma Quinn was at the high school today to learn more and joins us now from the newsroom. Emma, a scary situation in Two Harbors today.
You're right, Kristen. Tony, officials say they moved promptly to cancel classes for the remainder of the day after an investigation by the Lake County Sheriff's Office says there was no gun found. And the threat was found uncredible, so no arrests have been made. And Two Harbors High School has reopened their doors at 1 p.m. this afternoon for school activities and sports. And officials say there is no threat at this time, and all other schools in the Lake Superior School District remained open for the day.
For the sake of safety, and Lake Superior School District takes students and staff safety, as a primary concern, we made the determination to close school today.
I sat down with Deputy Sheriff from the St. Louis County about how people can protect themselves in a potentially dangerous situation.
All right, we look forward to that. Thanks, Emma.
Meanwhile, Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers says he would consider mandatory buybacks for assault weapons. At a press conference today, Evers did not elaborate on the buybacks, but said he would consider the idea. This comes as Evers and Democrats introduced a bill that would establish so-called red flag laws, also known as extreme risk protection orders in Wisconsin. Meanwhile, the Wisconsin GOP has said restricting gun access won't stop mass shootings, and attention should instead focus on mental health.
Minnesota ranks 9th in the nation for violence against Native women and girls. That's according to a national study. Today, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed a bill aimed at solving the problem. The legislation creating the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women Task Force had bipartisan support. 27 people will serve on the task force. They come from state and local agencies, law enforcement, and 11 tribal nations. Native women are 10 times more likely than the national average to be murdered. Statistics the governor called horrifying.
But it is real. The tears on your face are real. The losses that we felt are real. And in a state that prides itself on valuing every individual, it's glaringly apparent that that has not happened.
The task force has 1 year to gather data, quantify the epidemic of violence against Native women, and recommend solutions. The report is then due December of 2020. The discovery of multiple wooden coffins and human remains in Duluth last year has complicated a major road reconstruction project scheduled for next year.
The plan is to expand Rice Lake Road north of Arrowhead Road, as well as surrounding trails and sidewalks. But there's one problem. The old Greenwood Cemetery, which served as a burial site for more than a century, lies within those boundaries. St. Louis County crews say they've been working to accommodate in the year since that discovery. CBS3's Gamil Hall has more.
With a major road reconstruction just around the corner, St. Louis County Public Works plans to get ahead of the curb.
Anytime you are working around a cemetery or possible human remains, we know it's very sensitive, so we started 2 years in advance of our major project.
Knowing the old Greenwood Cemetery was near, crews began excavation work last year.
So when we first started digging, we ran into a bunch of empty coffins, which we were kind of surprised about. We didn't know the coffins would still be there, but they were empty.
The initial discovery of 55 coffins and 1 human bone halted the process.
We were delayed, but we were delayed just enough not to affect the real project happening in 2020.
1 year later, work has resumed.
We did a lot of work, both on the site and off the site, to make sure we treated this area with a lot of respect, which it deserves.
Condensing their dig in the process.
We shortened the project up by about 300 feet on Arlington Avenue, so we did about as much expansion as we can do on Arlington Avenue without affecting the cemetery, and we think it's not going to affect the project overall, and we'll still get the capacity needs.
Crews predict the 2020 project will not be affected.
We don't expect to find anything in our project in 2020, but we'll see how it goes.
Crews say they've been working closely with archaeologists and the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council throughout their work. A public meeting is scheduled for October 17th at the St. Louis County Public Safety Building.
Dave's here for a quick look at weather. Dave, sure doesn't feel like fall's just a couple days away with that heat we had today.
Yeah, yesterday and today awfully summery as far as the temperatures go, and the humidity levels up too. Feels pretty good actually, because you know it's going to end in just a couple of days. Reality will return probably by the latter part of the weekend, but from now until then, temperature-wise, not too bad. And sky condition-wise, today was great. Tonight shouldn't be too bad either, but you see a low-pressure system to the west. That may start to change things up for us. So here's our day planner for Friday, especially for the head of the lakes. Partly cloudy in the morning, but partly sunny as the low gets closer by the afternoon hours. And here in Minnesota, by 3 o'clock, maybe a 30% chance of rain from that western low. For tomorrow, Wisconsin and Michigan may be off the hook, but they might be on it come Saturday, as we all share a really good chance for rain, which we'll talk about in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Flu season is on its way, and experts are encouraging folks to get vaccinated as soon as possible. According to the Minnesota Department of Health, only about half of the people who are eligible to get the flu shot actually go through with it. The vaccine is recommended for almost everyone 6 months of age and older. Doctors at St. Luke's say peak flu season in our region runs from December through February or March, and the sooner you can get the vaccination, the better your chances are of staying healthy.
So it's important that people get vaccinated before we start to see active flu cases. It takes about 2 weeks for the vaccine to take effect, so it's far better to be early than too late in this situation.
You can visit the St. Luke's website to see where flu shots are offered. People can walk in during regular clinic hours for a shot or schedule an appointment if you prefer.
A heads up to drivers traveling on Highway 2 and Interstate 35 next week. You may encounter some temporary ramp closures. MnDOT crews are performing preventative maintenance on the ramps. The closures will be next week from Tuesday through Thursday. They will last each day from 9 a.m. until 2:30 in the afternoon. Signed detours will be in place. You can visit our website for details on exact locations of the closures. Happening right now, it's the annual United Way Chili Cook-Off in Duluth.
Makes me hungry just thinking about it. There are dozens of participants vying for awards in several different categories, and professional judges making some pretty tough choices. CBS3's Jenna Wells is there now. Hey, Jenna, how's it going?
Hey, it is amazing. There are so many people here, and it smells so good. It's the 28th annual Chili Cook-Off from United Way here in Duluth. And we're at the Duluth Entertainment Convention Center. I'm actually outside one of the chili booths right now. It's from the Arc Northland. I'm joined by Lori Berner. You're the executive director of Arc Northland?
That's correct.
Talk a little bit to me about that organization and what you guys do.
Absolutely. Well, we're an organization that's been around since 1951, so a long time. We provide services to individuals with disabilities and their family members, and we do a variety of things. We're broad-based. It doesn't matter what a person's disability is. We do a number of things like information and referral. We do education. We do advocacy. We have parent support groups. We help kids in schools. We have a PCA choice program. We have a housing program. I mean, there's a variety of things that we do. We're very person-centered, and we really focus in on where the person is at when they come to our organization and what could we help, what can we do to help them. If we can help them, then we'll help them find someone that can.
All amazing things. So you guys work, this is actually being put on by the Head of Lakes United Way organization. You guys work very closely with them. Their proceeds from this Chili Cook-Off are actually going to go to benefit you guys in part, right?
Yes, we are one of the United Way organizations that receive funding from United Way, and they particularly focus our core services, which are programs where we're helping families and children in particular. So it could be with our extreme parenting group, which is a support group for parents, and they're the ones that actually made our chili.
Tell me a little bit about this chili.
Oh my gosh, it's called apple turkey chili, and it is very, very good. It's very unique. There's a variety of spices in it. I can't even tell you what it is because it's a private secret.
It's a secret. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun over here. Voting is coming up pretty soon, so we're excited to see who the winners are going to be.
All right. Have you had a chance to try any of the chilies yet? I'm curious.
I have only tried a couple. The one that I tried did have candied bacon in it, and it was a chicken chili. Very unique, very good.
Sounds
so I have to try a few more.
We're a little jealous of your assignment tonight. All right, thank you.
Well, Maurice's shut down their office today. Don't worry, it was all for a good cause. The company celebrated their 6th annual Best Day Ever. Company leaders and associates spent the day giving back to the communities they live in. Together, there was more than 600 hours of volunteer time. Here in Duluth, that includes donating thousands of dollars to 13 local nonprofits, including serving a meal at the Damiano Center, which was donated by the Rambler Food Truck and Midwest Catering.
This is a day that we celebrate our associates and we get out into the community, and it's all about giving back. It's just, you know, great to help the less fortunate, and it's part of our values, it's part of our vision as a company.
The company also donated more than 3,500 pairs of jeans to organizations around the country. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, we're hearing from the owner of one of Duluth's hidden gems as they prepare to close their doors for good.
Plus, it's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. I've been waiting to do that all day. Two Harbors unveils 2 new green options in the city. Details next.
And Kristen's always doing the electric boogaloo around here, and that helps send temperatures up. Today made it to 83, frankly warmer than I expected. But again, this warm spell will not last much longer. We'll talk about its expiration date in just a few more minutes.
CBS 3 News is brought to you by Fond du Luth Casino.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Opioids are used primarily to treat pain, though they also can produce a state of euphoria, sometimes resulting in dependency or addiction. Dr. Joe Bianco, a physician at Essentia Health, has witnessed both the benefits and detriments of opioid use.
Opioids are very important in our daily medical practice. They make a big difference on how we treat our patients. The key is using them safely. So if you've been on opioids for a long time and you find that you need to take more and more, but your pain is getting worse or it's not getting any better, something to think about is reducing the amount of opioids that you're on, because sometimes opioids can cause more pain. The patient can always refuse to use them as well or not wish to have them. And we have other means to take care of pain that we can explore with patients. Addiction is a chronic disease, just like any other disease. And too often we've moralized addiction. And what we're doing right now is encouraging people to see this as a medical condition, just like hypertension or diabetes.
Essentia Health has been a leader regionally in addressing the opioid epidemic. Within the past 5 years, we've seen a 50% decrease in patients started on opioids for chronic pain.
3 of the main ways that Essentia is addressing opioids is by reducing the amount of opioids within the community, treating pain differently, and for our patients who do have opioid use disorder or addiction, we're working on helping them manage their chronic disease. I'm encouraged by the progress that we're seeing in making a healthy difference in our patients' lives.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more about the services we offer, visit essentiahealth.org.
This is the nimble Chevy Trax, the versatile Chevy Equinox, the stylish all-new Chevy Blazer, and the roomy Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. The Chevy family of SUVs. No matter what you're looking for in an SUV, Chevy's got you covered.
Get over $4,500 below MSRP on this Equinox. Plus, current GM owners get an additional $1,000 cash allowance. Visit TrueNorthChevyDealers.com.
You believe in miracles?
I do. Do you think I'm crazy? We want you to help us investigate unexplained phenomena.
You don't care that I don't believe?
I do not.
I was dead. Now I'm not. Everything has changed for me. So we're investigating a miracle. What is that?
This work is never boring, is it?
Nope.
Evil premieres CBS next Thursday.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by Home Furniture. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, for a lot of towns today, the warm spell continued. Superior, high temp 81 degrees, 81 also in Hayward, and 80 for Ironwood. But to the north, we can see a sign that this warm spell won't last forever. Topped out around 70 from International Falls down to Orr and then across over towards Ely. And even that's not so bad. That's a hair warmer than normal. But again, a sign that normal is coming, probably by Sunday. So enjoy another warm one tomorrow. Saturday won't be too bad either. But as far as rain goes, Saturday may be filled with it. So we'll eye up the chances for precip and the temperature trends here coming up in just a little bit. But right now we take a look at what's happening at the airport. And it's 81 degrees there with at least partial sunshine. The wind is westerly, northwesterly, going 6 miles per hour. Relative humidity, I thought it felt awfully sticky, but it's only 47%. Air pressure is high for the time being at 29.99, but a new low is already off on our western horizon, trying to increase clouds for us tomorrow and bringing an 80% chance of rain around the region come Saturday. Current temperatures, well, we've dipped a little bit to 68 there in Ely and Orr, 72 Hibbing, 74 Grand Rapids, 79 though still Moose Lake, 80 in Superior, 79 in Hayward, mid-70s around the Ashland region, and 72 to 76 for the Upper Peninsula. Tomorrow's range of high temperatures again around 75 to 80. Saturday perhaps similar. Sunday the cool down begins back into the upper 60s. All right, let's go over towards the Atlantic, Bermuda. Yeah, it looks like Humberto is still going to affect folks there through tomorrow morning. Then hopefully they get a chance to recover. And now getting a little bit closer to home down to our south, tropical depression Imelda has been bringing upwards of 30 inches of rain to the Houston area. They have their own troubles there. Our area, yeah, not so bad. There's our low from yesterday. Here's a little high pressure system that brought the sunnier sky today, but it won't last too much longer. I think we're going to start to cloud up a little bit beginning tomorrow as this low comes our way. Tomorrow's forecast says partly sunny, slight chance for afternoon showers in Minnesota. Wisconsin, Michigan probably still off the hook on Friday. But Saturday, the low's firmly upon us, and we all get that 80% chance for rain. Now, forecast tonight in Minnesota, temperature-wise, we're eyeing up 52 towards Ely, maybe 59 on Park Point, everyone else in between. Partly cloudy sky up above, and it'll be up above Wisconsin and Michigan as well, where low temps there run 55 to 60. For tomorrow in Wisconsin and Michigan with a partly sunny sky, we run 74 by Superior to 80 by Hayward. And for tomorrow in Minnesota, there's that 30% chance of afternoon rain coming in, 60s by the lake, about 75 to 78 inland. And now eyeing up the 6-day forecast +1, which makes it a 7-day forecast. 30% chance of showers Friday becomes an 80% chance of rain on Saturday, high of 73. And again, with so much rain and clouds, a waste of the 70s. Because it'll be our last shot, I think. We dip into the 60s by Sunday and probably stay in the 60s, even 50s as the week progresses.
I think when you said goodbye to the 80s a couple weeks ago, we went back into the 80s for a day or two. So
yeah. Nothing
say
wrong
goodbye
with
to the 70s now, and maybe we'll get another day or two
Just
the following
just in case it works, goodbye 70s.
Thanks for the good vibes, Dave.
You're welcome, Tony.
A ribbon cutting in Two Harbors today was electric. That's because 2 new electric vehicle charging stations and a solar array were unveiled. Minnesota Power donated the solar array along with the 2 charging stations to the city of Two Harbors. The company says at just 4 charges total per day, it's estimated that the stations would help keep about 72,000 pounds of carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere each year. Each station can charge 1 vehicle at a time, and they're free for the public to use.
Having the opportunity for people who have electric vehicles is great. There's a growing amount of people in Minnesota who have electric vehicles, so this benefits them in terms of convenience and being able to stop in our community and get their car charged.
This is all part of Minnesota Power's Energy Forward plan, which is expected to help the company reach 50% renewable energy by 2021.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, that's not just the name of a popular movie. It's the stock and trade of a longtime Lincoln Park store.
Yeah, for generations, Cars Hobby on Superior Street has been the place to get scale models of planes, trains, automobiles, ships, and even rockets. But that will end soon, and Dave Anderson tells us why.
The antique railway clock is ticking at and for Cars Hobby in Duluth Lincoln Park. After 65 years, time is running out for the store.
Well, my father started the business and moved to the West End in 1954. I bought it from my father probably in 1972.
That means Jack Carr has been providing memorable birthday and other special occasion gifts for 47 years. But time ticks even for toy makers and hobby masters. Cars Hobby will close before this Christmas.
There'll never be another one like it. There's so many one-of-a-kind items in here. If you just look up at all the railroad and lanterns and antiques and headlights.
Part museum, part store, and part maze, the crowded aisles and diverse inventory are getting to be too much for Jack to manage.
It's time to retire. Age-wise, I can't keep doing this. It's getting harder and harder every year, but business has been good. That's not a problem there.
Though the internet has changed the clientele a little, that good business still includes young people like 18-year-old Henry Carney.
I give Jack a lot of money, and I love coming here. There's always something new, something exciting that I just have to have.
When I was Henry's age, I gave Jack money for these model cars. Before me, people my father's age did it too. In retirement, Jack will miss those generations of customers.
I have so many people repeat business here that they'll say, well, my father came in here and I was 10, 12, 14 years of age, and now these are my sons bringing into the store. I want to bring them in the store. And I've had a lot of wonderful customers over the years. That's the part I'll miss.
We wish him well in retirement. The railroad antiques that fill Carr's Hobby Shop will be up for bidding on November 26th at an event hosted by Nordic Auctions.
Coming up in sports, today is NCHC Media Day. Kelly Hinseth will have the latest from UMD up next.
Seize your new Can-Am from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
We're going above and beyond to get the full story. Asking the tough questions is just part of the job.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota. Presidential award-winning service. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler. KohlerToyota.com. Here's this week's CBS3 Game Day lineup. Brought to you by Kohler Hyundai. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Are you a business owner in northern Minnesota? Vernon Insurance could lower your rates and provide better coverage.
The difference between Vernon Insurance and other insurance agencies is that Paul comes out and sits down with us face to face. Vernon Insurance helped us put together a package so we were adequately covered before we had a claim, so we were ready when we had a claim. I have recommended Vernon Insurance because he's just been very consistent with us, and it's worth giving it a try.
Call, visit us online, or see us in person at Vernon Insurance. We'll take a second look and find a way to get you the best value and coverage your business needs.
When you have an accident, some insurance companies will request photos. At Twin Ports Collision Repair, we are asking you to send us the photos first so we can assess the damage and get you a fair estimate. To learn more, call 218-722-6266.
Moose Lake Brewing Oktoberfest. MooseLakeLive.com for tickets.
Fond du Lac Casino wants you to be staying in the green. Every Friday in September, someone will walk out the door with $10,000. Swing in on Thursdays for hot seat drawings from 6 to 10 p.m. With a stroke of luck, you could win up to $500 cash and bonus entries for the $10,000 grand prize drawing every Friday in September. Stop by the Players Club or log on to FondDuluthCasino.com for all the participation details. September will have you staying in the green while you
have a great time out at Fond du Lac.
If you're looking for the best place to pick up a pizza, might we recommend the place with pizza in the name? Call Pizza Hut now to pick up a large 3-topping pizza for just $7.99. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
On the south shore of the greatest of the Great Lakes, Mother Nature's artistry is on full display in the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore. The best way to see it is on board Apostle Islands Cruises, located in the quaint city of Bayfield, Wisconsin. Visit our website at apostleisland.com. Apostle Islands Cruises, the best way to visit the Apostle Islands.
Duluth Dodge Ram has a great automotive news story. Ram Power Days sale on new Ram trucks. 0% interest and as much as $11,500 off the original price. Only at Duluth Dodge Ram, DuluthDodgeMinnesota.com.
Invasive species are organisms that are non-native to an ecosystem. They outcompete native species and reduce the quality of our resources. We can all prevent the spread by following the simple clean, drain, and dry steps. Clean all watercraft, trailers, and outdoor equipment. Drain all water from boat live wells, motors, ballast tanks, and bilges. And lastly, thoroughly dry all equipment and gear. Do your part to preserve our amazing outdoor heritage for future generations.
Welcome into the XL Energy Center, home of the Minnesota Wild and home to a pair of UMD Bulldog national titles, one back in 2011 for the men's hockey team and one back in 2018. But today we are looking at the season that is to come in terms of the National Collegiate Hockey Conference, which held their media day today. Coaches from all over the conference, as well as players, came to talk about their upcoming seasons. Now, for UMD, that includes two very notable names in head coach Scott Sandelin and goalie, newly named captain Hunter Shepard. The biggest talker of the day, the strength of this conference in the NCHC. And the biggest reason, there's a lot of them, but the biggest reason it's probably not hard to guess why. In a room full of 8 teams, one of those teams has 2 national championships back-to-back. That would, of course, be the UMD Bulldogs. The #1 preseason ranked UMD Bulldogs and top of the preseason conference poll UMD Bulldogs. A lot of that has to do with the number of weapons that UMD returns from a national championship team.
You know, again, we're not probably going to be a super high-scoring team. You know, I mean, and working forward with our D-core, there's a lot of experience there. Guys are older, the juniors now. You know, we lost one guy. That's a good starting point. I'd like to think that they all like playing together, and it's a pretty good group, and they've won together, and they want to, you know, try and make a run at it again.
2 guys will wear the C's for their team. That would be Nick Wolf and Hunter Shepard. Shepard being the first goalie since the 70s to wear the C for UMD. Also extra special for him being from the Iron Range and growing up so close to this school.
I'm not a super vocal guy, but I'm going to put the time in and do whatever I can to help the team win. And when something needs to be said, I think I have respect to the guys in that locker room where they're going to listen. And last year, I mean, there was a lot of times I probably could have said something, but, you know, I think I saved it for the right times. It's like when we really need to get the guys' attention, that's what I'll say.
But for now, we look forward to the men's exhibition game, which is on October 5th against the University of Alberta at Amsoil Arena. Reporting from the XL Energy Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Kelly, and she'll be back here tonight.
Back at 10,
yeah. All right, well, attention Halloween lovers. Valley Scare returns this weekend, and this year, it has a Northland twist. Blood on the Boundary Waters, it scares me just talking about it, allows guests to walk through 6 decaying cabins, each with a frightening host. Surly Brewing will be opening inside the amusement park, renaming itself Surly Booing for the holiday. Kids can enjoy not-so-scary family fun at the Great Pumpkin Fest, which is open during the same time frame. Sounds like a lot of fun. Halloween's right around the corner.
Hard to believe it's that time of year.
Be here before we know it. Yep. All right, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.